our previous episode, we considered the principles that inform the discovery phase of the purpose branding process. In this episode, we're going to look at how the discovery phase is practically implemented. Now, as I mentioned in episode 3, we precede the discovery phase by introducing the process and its purpose to the organization. This is analogous to breaking up hard soil before planting something in it. The advanced work is essential because the discovery phase is about getting people involved. The more clearly they understand what is at stake, the more likely they are to meaningfully participate. As the name of this first phase implies, the discovery phase is about discovering common themes and motivations, as well as aspirations and obstacles to the fulfillment of those aspirations. One-on-one meetings and focus groups comprised of 8 to 10 participants are the venues in which we ask questions and listen to the responses. These insights give us a window into how the organization sees itself and how it wants to be seen, as well as obstacles and opportunities to bridge that gap. The number of meetings and groups is based on the total employee population, as well as the geographic distribution of that population. In small organizations, we try to engage between a quarter and half of the workforce. In large organizations, we aim for about 10%. Now, meeting with everyone is impractical and it's also not necessary. What we're trying to do here is to recruit a core of champions who will represent and advocate for the process within their tribes, their spheres of influence. In some situations, we will also conduct interviews and focus groups comprised of customers and key partners, as they can help to validate or challenge beliefs and perceptions from an external perspective. Another key element of the discovery phase is the establishment of benchmarks that we can use to measure progress. Since surveys are most effective when they're short, we focus on a handful of factors, including familiarity with the organization's mission and values, brand attributes, and the likelihood to recommend, which is what we know as the Net Promoter Score. A trio of University of Southern California marketing professors recently introduced a new set of practical measurements associated with their brand admiration model. Unlike many of the brand equity measures of the past, their model relies on practical variables and is especially relevant to organizations that sell tangible products. I will include a link to their site where you can learn more about the brand admiration model in the video description below. Like the rest of this phase, the survey portion of the discovery phase is promoted within the organization's internal communications. We use an online survey service and distribute it to employees through the organization's email system. For larger organizations that include portions of the employee population who have limited or no access to corporate email, we distribute printed invites with a URL and a QR code. Now, not everyone will choose to participate, but everyone will know they were given the opportunity, and that will go a long way to fostering acceptance and adoption of the ideas and changes that the process brings. This phase can usually be completed within 6 to 10 weeks, again depending on the organization's size, geographic distribution, scheduling issues, and the availability of space to host focus groups. Highlights from the information and insights collected during this phase are anonymized and then shared in summary report form and inform the efforts that take place in the definition phase, which is phase 2. We'll explore that in our next episode. I've included a link to my blog site as well as to case studies where you can learn more about the brand purpose approach and our outcomes. If you learned something useful, please give us a thumbs up and share with anyone else you think might also find this useful. And if there's a question you'd like us to answer or possibly have an idea for a future episode, please add a comment. Thank you so much for watching.